How's it going, YouTube? Yeah, Pat Mac here, coach of the Sacramento Sand Slash, bringing you a draft analysis for the TGR Restricted League. You can see the draft order on your screen right here. Before we start getting into the draft, though, let's talk a little bit about some shout outs that I want to do, some thank yous to go out to people. First off, I want to thank the mod team that we have here. Those would be Marshadow, Brave, Fiac, and Joe Cubed, as well as Matrix, who just joined us a little bit after we had already started. They've been fantastic in helping us to make the season start off on a really good foot. Doing like the draft analysis, or not the draft analysis, the draft order and the coach reveals have been absolutely amazing. I think it's brought a really cool look to the league, something that is bigger than I had ever thought of. So I'm really grateful for their comments and ideas and all of what they've put in to make the league and the season better than it had been. So big shout out to them. Also want to shout out Brave in particular for all the graphics, the intro, as well as the graphic you can see here and the one for our team once we get to that. They've been absolutely fantastic about putting amazing graphics for us to use. I'm so excited to use them throughout our season, and I think it's gonna be amazing. So I'm really excited for that. Okay, so let's talk about the team a little bit, the draft order, and all that kind of stuff. If you watched through our Feisty Friends draft analysis, that Little Cup VGC league draft analysis, we talked a little bit about how draft order can affect what you pick. And so in that league, well, I'll let you watch the video so you can see that one. In this league, we're on the edge though, right? So we're pick number 4. So we get to pick something, a Mon that is like very, very powerful. Honestly, like something that's top 5, right? Like that's one of the huge benefits of being early on in the draft. And you also want to be able to bring something that is very versatile, right? So something, because there's so many other picks that are happening between us, right? There's 16 coaches, so a lot of picks are going to happen before it gets back to us. We want to make sure we can pick something that is versatile and allows us to play a lot of different ways. And then when it comes back to us, and because we're on the edge, we get to kind of look for some synergy picks in there, kind of like 1-2 punches, a little like dynamic duos, that kind of thing. So that's something that we kept in mind too. However, you also have seen some of my stuff. Although maybe you're new. If you are new, make sure you stick around, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. However, if you've watched some of my stuff before, then you would know that I really, really like versatility. So let's go and take a look at the team and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So here it is. And this also shows the order that we picked them to. So our first pick was Dialga, which is... I'm so excited to use this Pokemon. If you'd watched some of the videos that we played from last season, we had the opportunity to play up against Old Rum twice during that season, and he used Dialga, and Dialga freaking impressed me. Like, this Pokemon is bulky, so hard to kill, and so difficult for people to deal with. So really excited to use this Pokemon. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Really excited to use it. And then we paired it up with Celesteela and Rillaboom. And the 3 of those Pokemon together, I think, create like a really powerful trio. They have a lot of just like versatility in them just in general. Like I think a lot of times people think of Dialga and Celesteela as really powerful special attackers, and then Rillaboom as a really powerful physical attacker. And what's really nice about like Dialga and Celesteela is that they actually have, just based on their stats, they can be run physical or special. So like it's kind of nice to have that versatility between either one of those 2 mons. And then of course Rillaboom for all of the amazing things that it can bring to a team with terrain, fake out pressure, knockoff, all that kind of stuff. So I think that it's a very good partner to go along with. Oh, and the priority. How would I forget the priority? Freaking priority Grassy Glide is so good. So having all of those things together, I think, is really good. What I also liked about going with these first 3 picks here is that they work really well both like in and out of Trick Room. So we had a lot of options going into the rest of our draft because like Celesteela can be in Trick Room. It's not one of the slowest Pokemon. However, there are a lot of Pokemon that are faster than it, so Trick Room can be utilized to kind of take advantage of its a little slower speed stat. And then kind of the same with Dialga. It's actually a Trick Room setter, right? So that's really nice, and to be able to work in and out of that. And then Rillaboom, who, if you have priority, it doesn't matter if you're in or out of Trick Room. Like priority Grassy Glide is always going to be good. So I think I really liked that part of those three Pokemon together, as well as just kind of like covering each other's weaknesses and hitting each other's covering weaknesses, as well as just having some variety there too. So like basically the two steel types deter a lot of the stuff that would be going in. Like probably the worst matchup for like the three of these in terms of like what they want to deal with is probably fire types, just as like a general sense, just because like they don't resist fire at all. However, like all three of them have ground moves that could hit fire types, and I think Celesteela has a rock move. I'm not sure about Dialga or Rillaboom, but like we can also like use the rest of our team to try to deal with those a little bit too. So I'm not too worried about it. But that's probably like, if I were to like pick a weakness of these three, it'd probably be fire types. So just kind of something for us to keep in mind, and we can think of that when we're building our team and going into to matchups. And then so you can see the rest of the team and how we chose to draft it and what order we did from there. Riolu being the next pick was really around the idea that I had three freaking powerful Pokemon, and how like in like a damaging aspect, right? Like all three of these things hit Pokemon super hard, and I wanted to be able to support them really well. So I figured that Riolu was perfect for that. Like priority coaching sounds so sweet on all three of those Pokemon actually. Dialga, oftentimes I think of it as a special attacking Pokemon because it's got a freaking 150 special attack stat. Like, I don't know who was thinking when they put that together, but that's a lot. But it also has 120 for a physical attack stat. So it's kind of... Let me put it this way. Rillaboom hits really hard. We all know that. Rillaboom's attack stat is 125. It's only 5 more than Dialga. Like, that's nuts. Anyway, that's crazy. So Dialga also hits really hard on a physical side too. So we can also like use some priority coaching on Dialga too and bring a physical Dialga. We're probably going to do that at some point. I don't know. I'm going to try it out, see how it goes. I'm hoping it goes really well, but I think it's going to be hella funny, whatever we decide to do. So Riolu works with those really well, I think. So I'm really excited to use Riolu along with that. And I may or may not have mentioned that our first three have potentially problems with fire types, and Riolu's got Rain Dance, so we can try to reduce the power of fire attacks that way too. So I think Riolu like partners with these three Pokemon really well. And then the rest of our draft, like I'm not going to try to go through every single Pokemon and talk about how amazing they are or where their weaknesses are, blah 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 blah. I'm just going to say that in a general sense, we picked the rest of our team to make sure that we had good fast options with like both Boltund and Galarian Rapidash, as well as like a swift swimming Seismitoad. And then we also wanted to make sure that we had a good slow mode with like Trick Room on Musharna, and then a kind of a slower attacking Pokemon with Scrafty. So again, we just wanted to make sure that we kind of covered the aspects that you would want to have so that your team is not one-dimensional. So we had some flexibility, right? So we can go fast with Boltund and Galarian Rapidash and Seismitoad, and we can also go slow with like Musharna and Scrafty, just in terms of the other picks that we had. I already talked about some of the other benefits of the first 3 or 4 Pokemon that we had. So those are kind of the nice parts that those Pokemon bring. And then as well as like Magmortar filling out like a really powerful attacking Pokemon. And then honestly, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to use Noctowl. I really don't know yet, but we had some leftover points, and I thought Noctowl looked pretty cool. It being a ghost immunity is kind of nice, and being a flying Pokemon seems really good too. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited to use it. Again, this is a Pokemon I've never used before, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun for us to play around with that and try it out and see how it works. So anyway, so that's the whole squad, and we talked a little bit about some of the power that it has and some of the versatility. We talked a little bit like the fast mode, slow modes, and I think one of the other nice parts about it is that a lot of these Pokemon can serve multiple roles. So I think oftentimes we think of some of these really powerful attacking Pokemon. They can also serve as like defensive options, or they can serve as like supportive Pokemon. A couple Pokemon that kind of come to mind as like potentially serving more of a supportive role is like, I think Dialga could actually serve that role too. Like I can use it in like a high defensive setup, and then just honestly rely on its like absurdly high attack stats to deal damage. But for the most part, it could be there to like set Trick Room and tank hits and kind of waste Dynamax turns. So I think that some of these Pokemon have some really cool options, as well as kind of just like the normal things that you would think that they can do. And we'll get a chance to explore it. I'm really excited. We'll have I believe it's 9 weeks. I don't know. I'm one of the commissioners of this league. I should probably know exactly how long it's going to be. I don't know. I'm super excited for it though. So anyway, if you would like to see some more of this team or any of the other teams that we have drafted or played with, definitely stick around, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.